Born ready, not really.
Hello, Warriors. My name is Abby. I am here with what some may say the man on campus. He's been here forever. His name's Kyle. So how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I've been over for what, 4 years now. I'm doing another bachelor. I play tennis here. So good stuff right there. I'm from the Caribbean, and I do music.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your hometown.
My hometown it's known as Kingstown actually, to be confused with Jamaica Kingston. It's really small place. 110,000 people on the island.
Really?
Yeah, so you can imagine it's what up here that would be like a college basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a really small place. It's a small town, small island.
So you're gonna be going back soon?
No.
No? Why not?
No, not anytime soon. I have a couple things I have to get done here before I think about going anywhere.
So are you hanging out at Weber for a little bit?
Well, it looks like that, For all the times I've been here, yeah, it looks like I'm just hanging out, Good people around here, so
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
So you could be fully honest. So what brought you to Weber?
Ooh. Well, if we're gonna be completely honest, I didn't even know about Weber. I was at a D2 school in West Virginia called Davidson Elkins College, and the previous tennis coach there, his name was Otis Cutshaw, and he recruited me to play tennis in West Virginia. So I went there and everything, and then it was just like a whole thing where he was leaving, and we didn't know until the day of, like the last day of classes and everything. And he's like, yeah, I was going to tell you guys sooner, but it's I'm going such and such. You guys have the opportunity to go with me. Now you could look at it as two ways. Like a new opportunity. Yeah, we're going somewhere. It's in Florida. It's nice. Whatever. I didn't even know the name of the college at the time. Or you could look at it as like we don't have anywhere else to go because it's the end of the year, and that window where you look for schools, try to get transfer going. It's basically gone.
Mm-hmm.
So we a couple of my friends, Matthew Alexander, T, can't say his last name, Ivan Bondarenko. I can try, but it'll just butcher it, and I don't want to do that.
It's all good.
So we all came here with him, and like I said, I remember talking to Lacey. It was like May 16th, the day, like some random day. I was talking to Lacey, and was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, well, if you apply, we already have all your paperwork and everything done. So I was just like, okay, well, I mean, the plan's already in motion.
Yeah.
Why not just follow through to see what happens, and here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, I know when I first came to Weber, I accidentally passed the school.
Oh, really? See, yeah.
But I do love the small campus because, I mean, I came from other junior colleges, and they were a little bit bigger than that, but I've always been on a small campus.
So and
you know everybody. You know everyone
exactly.
on campus.
I'm about to agree with you. It's being from a small country, small island, that small, close-knit culture is what we have back home. So, I mean, it might be smaller than and back home, of course, but for the most part, most people that I know, it's that small-knit culture that you could, everyone, you can have a good relationship with everyone, and students and teachers alike, faculty. So it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I like the family atmosphere of Weber. And I mean, even seeing you walk around, like I've never seen you walk past someone you didn't know. So.
Yeah, I get that every time. Every time I'm with someone, I'm walking with anyone, they're like, it's hard to walk with you because you know everyone. Like you stop. It's not even like I intentionally try to stop. I just don't want to be like, I'm not gonna ignore you. I know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird to just walk past someone you know and act like they're not there. So like I have no problem, even if that takes me damn near 20 minutes just to get to the cab from the classrooms. You know what I mean? It's pretty chill. It's nice.
I know what you mean. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
that's like my pet peeve. If I say hi to you, please say hi back.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like common courtesy. Like
Absolutely.
I know you don't have to. No one ever has to do anything, but it's just nice. Hey.
Well, I think that makes you a good person to go out of your way to make someone's day.
Just to say hello, because you never know. Like checking on your friends. You never know what's going on. When you say hello, you might find out what's going on in, like, just a peep into their life or what's going on. It depends on the response. So, like, when I first came to the U.S., like, I travel pretty often. I've been almost everywhere, right? And it's different because traveling, I travel with my family, I travel with my mom, my uncles, whoever I'm traveling, I travel with someone, right?
Yeah.
And it's different because when you travel by yourself, you come to school where things are different and you don't really know everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes challenging. Like you don't know everyone. You don't know what things are gonna be like. You go into this mindset that you're nervous and you just don't know what's going on, and you might be struggling with a lot of things and just have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, I didn't say earlier, I'm RA on campus, and that's one of the reasons I became an RA, because when I came here for college, it was different than when I was traveling. When I travel, I go, we have destinations that we go to, we shop and do whatever. You come for school, you come to work basically, but you're working with everyone that you know, and I'm also international. So I don't have family like, Americans would have family to go back to. If things are going sideways, they can go back home and talk to their people.
Yeah.
Me, I have to call whoever it is, and it just experiencing that was like, this is tough.
Mm-hmm.
This is very tough, and it's like, I'm one of the older guys on campus.
Yeah.
Even as a freshman, I was like 21. I was older than most kids coming as a freshman. So experiencing it was like, bro, this is tough. I didn't like that experience, and then that's why I started getting to know people, because the more people you know, the more comfortable you become in your surroundings. You're just better off, and you're more open in the mindset basically, and you can think about certain things differently. You can experience things differently, because going to the movies with friends and going to the movies by yourself is two different experiences.
Yeah.
The movie might be great, but if you go by yourself and you're lonely, you would not really. You would pay attention to the movie, but you won't enjoy it as much with your friends if you can, hey, you remember that time we such and such, whatever the case is. It's different. So it's the same thing here, and that's why I know a lot of people. So the reason I became an RA is because after experiencing how different it can be by yourself and how lonely it can become, and how you mentally you challenge a lot of things, I wanted to be that person. Like, if you need someone to talk to, just best believe that I might be busy, but that doesn't mean you can't talk to me. I would take some time out of my day, and we can have a conversation. That's why I said hello. So I gauge a lot of responses. So like, if I say hello to somebody and I see their response is like lively. I mean, some people are good at masking these things, but if it's lively, my first impression, okay, I'm assuming that you're fine. But I'm gonna say, if you need anything, let me know. Yeah. Let's have that gentle reminder. But if you have not a poor, but a more under the weather response, or like it's not you, then I know, like, red flag, something's wrong, something's up. So that's why I know a lot of people I stay on, because I know what it's like.
Well, I think that's awesome that you check in on people, and I
you got to, man.
Personally, and I'm sure I speak for everybody, you light up everybody's day on campus.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
So kind of following up with that. So you mentioned that you're an RA. So what else do you do on campus? I know you used to work at the old Union.
I do almost
R.I.P.
everything.
those French fries. Those were
for
fire.
sure. Look, the whole menu was different. Like, I understand what they're doing now. It's just and it's I'm not gonna knock it, because everything has changed. Change comes with everything.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm plugging Starbucks right here.
We all see that. But like, over time, things change. I've done almost everything. I work with I've been in the switchboard. I've been in the CAF working with Perk. Switchboard with Miss Alicia, the CAF with Perk, the Union with Miss Tanya, and a couple students. I haven't been in maintenance, but I know the maintenance guys from back then. It's like Marvin and these people. I know these people.
Very well-rounded.
Yeah, I know Joyce.
Yeah.
I know Joy and Ricky. Like, all good people.
Yeah.
So I've been literally everywhere. I haven't been in the training room, but I know a lot of people in the training room.
Yeah.
I just been in the training room pretty often. Big guy playing tennis stuff. Of course, I'm injured. But
but you actually made a good point of, like, when I had G on the show, the last podcast I was with her, we were talking about how at Weber you get so many opportunities that I think at any other school you really wouldn't get. Like, now hearing from you, like, how many places you've gotten to be on campus, it's awesome.
And that's the next thing about it being so small. Once you build good relationships with people, the opportunities just present themselves. So that's also another thing why I think is it's good to say hello to everyone.
Yeah.
Because it puts your face it's like a resume without actually having to have a resume.
Absolutely.
You know, your cover letter is your face. Like, you know, they know you as a good person. Like, he's always this, or he's always that, or he's always around. Whatever the case is, they know who you are.
Yeah.
So they don't have any problem, you know, giving you that chance. Like, okay, all right, cool, boom, we do this. All right, so I think that really helps with opportunities on campus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, I don't know how to finish that sentence, but you know.
Yeah. So going along with things on campus, so take me a little bit through your tennis career.
Where you want to start? Where you want to start from?
So coming to Weber, starting off playing tennis, how you went through the seasons?
Okay, well, coming to Weber, like I said, I was in West Virginia, and didn't play that year. I redshirted that year. There was a little hiccups in NCAA, so I didn't play. But I got 4 years back. Like I said, it was just a little hiccup.
Yeah.
But they already made a decision, so they were like, okay, well, cool, we'll give you that year back.
Yeah.
Came to Weber, this NAIA. I played my sophomore and junior year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nothing to brag about, I'm crazy. Senior year didn't play, no COVID happened.
Yeah.
But I've been playing tennis for quite a long time. You won't, like, if you let other people on campus tell you, you know, I'm a football player.
I was going to say I was actually talking to Krista Hoyt, shout out. I was talking to her today, and I was like, talking about the first time we met you, because I mentioned that I was going to have you on the podcast, so we were kind of exchanging stories.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I met you was in the Union. I asked if you were a football player.
Yeah.
Like nope, tennis.
Mr. Weber, too, you know, he was like, let me guess, you play tennis. And I was like so surprised, like, yeah, how did you know? I'm like,
was he just taking a wild guess?
He was just being, you know, just cracking jokes. And I didn't know who he, like my freshman and sophomore year here. I didn't know that, you know, he was such a lively person, so I didn't expect that joke. So I just figured he knew, like, he heard about me, he saw me on campus, and he just, you know, knew about it.
Yeah.
Because he was joking around. So I was like, yeah, how did you know? I was so serious. And he's like, are you kidding? I was playing. I was like, oh no, I'm being for real. Like, I play tennis. So, and that's like everyone, basketball, football, even lacrosse. At one point, I think someone asked, like, you play lacrosse? Yeah, like, no, I don't. I even coach a sport. I coach a sport like, what, 4 years now? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't coach it anymore. Like, there's no one to coach. But like when I'm back home, you know, I do little sessions and stuff. And I'm really big on paying it forward, if that makes sense. So like, I got out here, and I saw what was required of me. Mm-hmm. Whether I did it or not, that's a different story. But I saw the level of expectation in terms of like a tennis player, and Cutshaw was he really did give me a shot, because most coaches want, like, big guy, he's not gonna move that well on court and what's not. And Cutshaw was like, yeah, I have no problem. So he's really a nice person. No matter, despite whatever happened, you know, when he left, I don't really know the whole story behind it. But whatever happened, you know, it happened. But other than he honestly gave me an opportunity that I couldn't say no to, and when I came up and I saw what is expected of everyone, like, every time I went back home, any kids that were going to college or whatever, I would give them pointers, help them in whatever, you know, basically prep them for coming. Yeah. And that was like just something you know, tennis. And that's why I really found a love of, like, coaching. That's why I love it. Like, if the team is to ever come back, you know, I would love to be part of that, not playing wise, because I think I'm gone past that in my life, but coaching wise, you know.
Have you ever gone into doing, like, private lessons as well?
Yeah, I've done it before. It's just like it's private lessons, but I don't charge. I didn't charge because, like, I'm not like this.
You're just passionate about it.
Exactly. I'm not like this. Like, it's like softball for you. Like, if someone asks you for help, you're gonna go and help, because, like, you want them to be better too.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Just because you love the sport, and more people in the sport gives more awareness to the sport. Mm-hmm. And it's just that type of thing. So it was like whenever someone asked me, when we did have a team, I would be on the sidelines, talking to my teammates, they weren't my players, they're my teammates. I'll tell them like, hey, this is such and such, this is how we're gonna do it. Or I see this is what's happening, and that's where the love for coaching came from. That whole experience.
So what kind of sparked your love of tennis? Like, when did you start?
I started when I was 12. And I started because my brother was playing, and you know that I easy.
Seeing your older
exactly.
sibling,
He's playing and like I want to do it too. I want to go too. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
And I was never like a small kid. I was always a bigger child. Like I was always on the bigger end. So, seeing him play, and then I watched tennis when he watched it, and it's just like, for example, if he played football, y'all call it soccer, but we call it football back home. If he played football, I'm pretty sure I'd have been in football. If he played basketball, I'm pretty sure I'd have been in basketball. Like, I love the sport basketball. I wish I played basketball. To be honest, right about now, I think I wish I played basketball instead, but still. But it started there because he started playing tennis.
How much older is your brother?
I ain't trying to not give out no ages, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's probably like 5 years older than
Oh, okay, gotcha.
5, 6, 7.
Well, because I have an older sister that's 4 years older than me, and when she went to college for music, and like she sings opera, that kind of stuff,
Right.
and so I thought I was gonna go into doing that. I ended up finding my love for sports.
Exactly.
But of course, you still want to follow in your older
Yeah,
siblings'
and that's the
footsteps.
thing. Like, it's I think it's like even when you're smaller coming up, it's the same thing. It's like it's something that you do with someone else.
Yeah.
And at a young age, like, there are not many kids that would be like, oh well, you're doing this and I want to do this. There are the few, whatever. But in the family, or for example, if like when let's say you come from a not as fortunate family and your older is playing this sport, it's just cheaper because now you can pass down things.
Yeah.
So, for example, for softball, if you see your older
Softball is really expensive.
Exactly.
My sister did not play softball.
Exactly. So, but if she did, you probably would have been using the older stuff that she was using until you got to the point where, like, okay, I like this. I'm very particular about what I use, so I want this now, not what you had.
Yeah.
So most of the time it's like that. Basketball, it's a basketball. You buy a basketball and all the kids play with it.
Yeah.
You come in tennis now. In tennis with me, I didn't get my very own set of rackets until later in my career.
Yeah.
I always used like hand-me-downs. So it's nothing to say, well, we couldn't afford it. It's like, it's more of, it's easier.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, but I know exactly, like...
Exactly. It's just...
In terms of, I know especially for softball, like, my glove is my hand, and, like, the bat is an extension of my hand. So it's like, there's a certain feeling about having your own, and it's an extension of yourself.
Right, and when you get to that point where you can become, like, this is what I like.
Yeah. That's
when you start getting, and that's until I got to that point, I was using, like, other stuff. Like, my mom, like I said, I'm not going to say we're not fortunate, we couldn't afford it, but it's just like, why would we do all this?
Why would you pay for a brand new thing when you have it?
Exactly. And then for my 14th birthday, I think, my mom bought me a pair of rackets.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember she was telling me a story. She was like on the plane, she had the backpack on, rackets sticking up, and she like had to sit like this because the rackets are right there, so she couldn't lay her head back. It's just you just appreciate those things more. Exactly. So. It wasn't until then when I had my very own, I was like, yeah, I like this. This is what I like. And we kept going like that. And but it was like they were brand new. So it was just, and that's really what my uncle played the sport. Like everyone that I remember played the sport. So it was like a family thing too.
Yeah.
So that's just how I really got into it. Like, it was very competitive at times. And there were times where I let tennis go before my grades, and I had to stop playing. I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say everyone's, I don't even know if everyone's had that problem, but I'm sure
we've all put our sport before, but...
I've had that problem a little too many times, and I dialed it back a little bit and got myself right. But that's really how I got into the sport, because of family.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
So also kind of along the lines of talking about like passion in sports. So now you kind of have a newfound, I don't know if I want to say newfound, but you've got a passion for music.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your music career.
Man, I don't think it's newfound.
Yeah, that's what I started saying. Newfound. I was like, I don't think it's newfound. I think he's loved music for.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was way younger, like 6, 7. My great grandmother, before she died, every Sunday, church music.
Mm-hmm.
I never played the piano or anything. I don't play instruments. I'm not that gifted.
Yeah.
But
I play the triangle. That's what I say.
hey, look,
I play
you do more than I do, okay?
Yeah. And the cymbals.
Hey, like I said, you do more than I do. I don't do any of that. But I always thought that I've had an ear for music.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to anything. I listen to any and everything. Spanish, French, German,
Yeah.
rap, pop, R&B. I give country a lot. Can I
Well,
say?
we're in Polk County. We kind of have to,
exactly. I give country a hard time.
It's okay. I was like that exactly when I came into Polk County, but
Exactly.
4 years later, I'm okay with it now.
Right, and that's the same thing. It's like, I'm not going to go out of my way and like, oh, I need to listen to some country. But if it's on,
If it's on, I'll listen to it.
I'm not going to like knock it. I'll make a couple jokes. Don't get me wrong. I'll make jokes about it. Go out my way and make jokes about it. But other than that, I listen to everything. And this is from a very young age, extremely young. And before I got into actual production and doing music, my uncle, he had a recording. He had desktops were the thing, desktops like back in like a big square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had those. We had one of those, and he had a recording program. And ever since I was like, wow, that's crazy. But then, like I said, always had the ear for music, so I listened to everything. But I dropped back because I started playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that interested in music. I was not like so much so as I am now. I was not into like making anything or hearing people record or recording people do any of that stuff. I was just more of like, oh, it's cool. I like this song, and I always knew something was up because I only need to hear a song maybe once or twice, and I know the song.
Yeah.
Like I remember words like that quickly, and because of that I was good in English.
Yeah.
I had a very vivid imagination, and it's just like I had that going for me.
Yeah.
And as I got older, it's like this is nice. You would see me more and more. That's when I got better headphones.
Yeah.
And I just listen to music. If I could listen to music all day, I would. Video games, of course, kids, but
Yeah.
I'm still like that right now, but it was always music.
Yeah.
It was always that. I remember I was younger, and the music I was listening to wasn't for kids. So my mama had a really bad problem. It's like, you're not supposed to listen to this. But then I would listen to there was the vulgar ones, and then there were the old ones. So you had like Teddy Pendergrass, Al Green, and then you have like Phil Collins, which is like a totally different genre.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, like
I've
I'm
heard
telling
that
you.
name.
Exactly, a totally different thing, but it's like back in the older days also.
Yeah.
So, and then when I was like 18, this is really far ages apart.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to 18, I was like, right, I want to do something in music. This is where my love is, and I don't really believe in a lot of how you say. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I believe in the external force. How do you say it? It's like
It's all good.
I don't remember, but it's like basically every time I say like, oh, music is just a hobby. It's like I just like listen to it. Every time I say I'm not, I started doing music and I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not good enough to do this. Every time I said that and I wanted to stop doing it, something presented itself to like show me that, hey, bro, just keep going. Just keep it going a little bit.
Seeing that
So
opportunity.
I'm saying like
come up.
the universe is like putting things together for me to say like, just keep doing this.
I think you make a good point with that, because I know I've struggled with that. Like, we're both graduating, and so it's like seeing, am I ready to do this? Do I have all that information to keep going forward?
Exactly.
And then you just keep getting stuff that affirms.
And that's exactly
You
it.
keep
It's
getting
like,
affirmation, and that's what you're
from
gonna
the universe.
do.
It's not even like from your friends. It's like and it's the weirdest thing. It's like it's legit. Not even like someone telling you, "Hey, just keep doing it." It's
just
a
within
random
you.
thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember at 20 when I just started back doing music, like I was like, "Bro, you're not good at this." These are my exact words. It makes no sense doing this because you're not good at this, and whatever is whatever. And I remember I was in West Virginia. I was 21 actually. I was in West Virginia at the time, and I met this guy. His name is Tristan, and I played him something. He's like, "Man, this is actually pretty good." And then what is not? I said it's not people, but what is weird is that I said I'm not gonna do this anymore. And the very next day, I met him.
Yeah.
And he was the music also, and we had a conversation about it. And it was surprising to myself because to see how much knowledge I've gained over the years from just being in it, being around it, and to be able to have a full blown conversation. That's where it was like, okay, maybe, just maybe, you might be good at this. You know what you're talking about. So man, just taking a shot. It's a random example, but I've had so many of those. And then I remember junior year here, I was just like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not going anywhere with it. I'm not doing anything. There's nothing big coming from it. No, correction, sophomore year. See, random times. Sophomore year is like, I met one of my closest homeboys, and I met him through the game, like PlayStation. And I told him what I was doing, and I played a couple of things for him, and then we formed like a really close bond. After that, I went out to Dallas, saw him, we recorded a couple of things, and it's just like he has his connections that are available to me once I get to that point.
Yeah.
Once I get to that level, and that's what I'm saying. Like every time I said like I'm not doing this, something like that happens afterwards.
Yeah.
So junior year now, and I was just like doubting myself again. I went through this whole slump. COVID happened. No, COVID wasn't it. I went through this whole slump. I was by myself during Thanksgiving. I was like, I'm gonna do all this stuff. I didn't get anything. I was doubting myself again. I think everyone goes to this stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And then I met Deja.
I was actually just about to bring her up.
Yeah, and I met her, and then it's like I said, it's weird. Like I didn't tell anyone I was doing music. Maybe like a couple of my friends, Jack from the volleyball team, who was here that year, and a lot of people told her about me, and then they told me about her also. I was like, hey, go check out, whatever. The issue, she does a little something. I didn't know who she was at the time.
Yeah.
And I knew who she was, but I didn't know that she did music.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm going. No, it wasn't like that. And then I said what's up to her, and then we had a conversation, and ever since then we've been close. Like we're really cool, and she's doing like wonderful right now. She's doing great right now, and but you see what I'm saying? Like at junior time, that time I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm terrible.
And then the opportunity just comes.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like every time, and that's where it comes in. My belief is like, if it is for you, then whatever it is gonna keep coming back at your doorstep. It's gonna keep knocking on your door because this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel that's what it was the whole time. Yeah. So junior year, met Deja.
We're going to plug Deja then really quick. For everybody listening, look up D3J on Spotify, and you can find all of her tracks there. She's awesome.
She's very amazing, actually. But
I listen to her stuff all the time.
And
it's my girl.
No, she's brilliant. One
of the funniest people I know, too.
Yeah, no, she's a character. I think that's why we gel so well, because most people try to be this character that they're not really, and she is.
She's very much like you. You guys are very authentic.
Yeah, she's one
unapologetic. This is who I am.
Exactly. You live it or you exactly. You like it or you don't. And I think that's why we're so cool, and that's why I work with her so much. She's just herself, 100%.
And you both are very encouraging and motivational towards other people.
I think
she's one of the best speakers I know too.
Hey, I'm
sure you're a great speaker too.
Hey, no, you'd be surprised. I cannot do crowds. And that's why I couldn't rap. I couldn't do any of this music. Like on stage stuff, I couldn't do it. Like the first time she performed, I was in the crowd.
She's fearless.
She went up there and she killed it. I was in the crowd. She's like, you want to come? I was like, nah. I'm nervous because I don't like. I found my. Like, I don't mind being seen and being a goof in public and whatnot. Yeah. When all attention is on me, it's different. I feel like, it's weird. I feel like I'm trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's being humble. I want all the attention to myself. It's fine. Like, I can be here. We can have fun. If you want to be, the jester in the room, then fine, go for it. I'll chime in with you, but I'm not going to be that center of attention. Yeah. I don't like that. And so when she was doing her show at Island Bar and Grill, I don't think it was the first one, but it was the first one I was with her.
Mhm.
And Brick, Alex Jermelis, he was on the football team, and at least one of us went because I was not going up there.
Yeah.
And
I think there's nothing wrong though with like taking the back seat because I mean you're producing the background track.
Exactly.
And so you still have your part in the music.
Right, and that's the next thing. I don't brag about anything. I don't say I did this or anything. I give her flowers. You know, she does a great job, and I don't care to be seen that much. I like that production side. I like being the producer. I like doing engineering work.
Yeah.
I prefer doing that than being on stage and trying to be a hype man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It ain't for me.
So take me a little bit. So like I've seen like your setup and that kind of stuff. So take me a little bit through how you're producing a track. So you've got your whole setup there. So how do you start? You're like, I want to make this background track.
No, so it doesn't. It happens but it doesn't happen like that all the time. Sometimes if you meet someone, they want this, then you go into your space, your creative space, with an idea. But most times it's you come in and it's whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
You
get vibes.
Exactly. And most studios you go to, they would have something, some creative element, pictures, lights, whatever it is, creative elements to help inspire your mood. And you hear a melody here, or like a little thing that in your top. I don't play the keyboard, I don't play any sports. So, but if you did, besides this, any instruments. But if you did, and you have something in your mind, you go out and you lay it down on the keys, and you go from there. You build around it. Me, my ways, I go in, and I listen to a couple things, a couple sounds. I like this one. I listen to it and I see where it's gonna take me. What I'm feeling from it. If I feel something like super upbeat, up tempo, then we're going there. That's where we're gonna go. If I feel something a little emotional from it, but I still like it, I may not be in this emotional mood, and that also plays a part in how you make stuff. I might not be in that mood, but because I like how it sounds, I'll make this. So it's not always something that's set. You go in and you just vibe out.
Yeah.
Most producers, that's how it is. You go in and you stay there for hours.
Yeah.
I've done that. Like on my off days, I remember I was working. I was assistant manager at Hibbett's, and I'd come home dead tired. I would work like 9 to 9. I'd come home dead tired, and I would be like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm super tired. I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna take a shower, go to bed, watch TV, and fall asleep watching TV. And after my shower, I'll be probably in my towel, sitting at my setup, because I had in-home at that time. I sit down at my desk, going through samples and making stuff.
Yeah.
Most recently, I got a record player, a vinyl record player. So
really?
I'm in love with it. Vinyl is so much better than
I bet.
When you remaster it, it's so much different. I did not know until recently when I got it. I have a
confession. I've never played anything off of a vinyl record, so
hey.
I don't know how that sounds.
Hey, check me out now. Hear me out now.
I feel like very much a Gen Z right now.
Hey, I got the record player because of sampling. I like to sample. I don't play instruments, so I sample. And sampling is a big thing in music and in hip hop and rap. And you sample. Like when you hear the original song and then how they recreate it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm tech savvy, but I'm way better with my hands. So I have a MK3, which is a drum machine. It's like it helps. Like you use your hands basically to make beats and stuff like that. And Metro Booming is one of the guys I look up to. He samples, live samples. You get records, put it on the record player, and you scratch them until you hear what you want, and you record it into the MK, and you take from that, you chop it. So taking a piece of a song is called chopping. And you chop it and you bring it into the machine, and you put the time stamps that you want to be played, and you play around with it.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I got, it's like, I'm way better with my hands, and it's just like, I got the record player because of that. And it wasn't like, oh, I wanted a record player, but after I heard how clean, my first record was, vinyl was the J. Cole Forest Hill Drive, old album. I was like, it sounds nice. I know what it's supposed to sound like, but my second one was Al Green.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard how clean it was, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then what made me fall in love with it was Billy Paul, I think his name was. Me and Mrs. Jones. It's a song. It was like, I have the Apple Music version.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an expectation. Oh, it sounds okay, cool. But when I heard it on vinyl, I was like, it sounds so full, so clean, so crisp. This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what like made me fall. Now I have a Jimi Hendrix record. Jimi Hendrix, he didn't really sing much. Well, so far from what I'm seeing, he didn't really sing much.
Yeah.
He was a guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So that's where that came from.
So I want to plug you really quick into this. So for anyone that wants to get into music and produce their own music, would you like to plug any of your social media so somebody can get in contact with you?
I mean, I'm terrible with social media.
Like somebody contact you on Snapchat if they want to produce anything?
You can. I mean, you can. You see me on campus, you let me know. I'm very open to it. I'm not against anyone coming in. Because you learn from everyone. In music, you learn from everyone. You learn different things. You learn, okay, for example, the styles of people that either rap or sing or whatever, you learn that everyone is different, but then there's similarities in a certain set of people.
Mm-hmm.
The different ways that they do things. They punch in, they one take. Like my homeboy, Io, we call him A1.
Mm-hmm.
He's a one-take wonder. He comes in and he just lays everything down, and we work on it from there. Days, she punches in. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not pointing out for any difference, but I'm just saying that they're different. People have different styles.
Yeah.
They're all effective, but so I would work with whoever, just to learn that different things, like different sounds, different ideas coming into my creative space.
Definitely.
So anyone that wants to,
anyone listening, if they'd like to come and record with Kyle, let him know. You'll see him on campus everywhere.
Yeah, you would actually.
Definitely. So I'm gonna wrap this up really quick. Okay. So last question: do you have any advice for anybody?
I have a lot of advice for a lot of people.
Just anything, like anybody in sports. I know we talked about people who are kind of struggling with like self-doubt and stuff like that and finding affirmation. So anything relating to that you'd like to advise on?
I mean, it could be two parts. So I try to tell everybody, like, hey, this is what that you love, all right? Mm-hmm. And nothing comes overnight, Everything that you want, you have to work towards it. You got to know that it's going to be tough. If you love it and you want to be great at it, it's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. There are no Kobe Bryant if he wasn't in the gym shooting 1,000 shots a day. He shooting shots before games.
Yeah.
MJ, same thing. You got LeBron now. If you love what you do, then you have to put in time for it. You have to. And with the self-doubt part, it's like you have to understand that you are here for a reason. Like, yes, okay, if you come in as a walk-on or you come in as a scholarship, you have to remember, like, these people are paying you. Like, they want you here because mm-hmm. they see potential. You have that potential in yourself and do the necessary things for it. You know what I mean? So my advice is just like keep your head down and just keep going. Like, this is what you want to do, then you're gonna have to do it.
Love that.
Yeah. Get 10,000 hours. There you go. Something like that. I don't know. 10,000 hours. You get better as you keep doing it. That's how I see it, at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, well, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So we've got new podcasts every Monday. You'll hear from me. Well, this podcast will probably be out in like 2 weeks or so.
Amen.
We got a new rotation going, so thank you for listening to the podcast. So follow us, Weber Athletics, on Instagram and Facebook. On 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go Warriors. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go Warriors!
There you go.